Hi guys, it's Chelsea from Smoldering Serpents again. So I finally am getting around to making a tour video of the first reptile room that we have mostly finished. It's a never-ending project, of course. I'm always adding things to cages, but it is ready for a look around, and so I'm going to do a quick video of it. Hopefully some snakes will be out. Hopefully you can hear me a little bit better than the last video. I did get a cheap little mic, so the audio would not be as echoey in this room. But yeah, we'll take a quick look around now. Okay, so this is our first look at the room. I have it on a bit of a wide angle lens here, so there's a little bit of a fisheye effect going on, but I'll switch that off a little bit later, but this is just to get a sense of the whole room. So this is the first wall that was completed, our very first set of cages. And it was a learning curve. There are some things that I would change and some things that I really liked about how the stacks came out, but yeah, so that was our first wall. And over there you see the closet stack, which again was a learning curve and a bit of an experiment, but they came out really well. And then over here we have the third stack in this room. So I'm going to go in a little closer to each stack and tell you a little bit about who lives in each one. Hopefully we'll catch some glimpses of some snakes. It's a little earlier in the day, so they might not all be out yet, but yeah, so we'll go in a little closer to each stack now. Okay, so starting with that first stack that I showed you, these are the bottom 4 cages. If we go into this one here, this one originally was homing our northern water snake, Calcifer, and he just did not make use of it. And we were having a hard time with the built-in water feature that we put in here. It's a lot of maintenance, and Calcifer is a pretty messy snake. So we ended up moving him and finding a different water option for now. But that left us with this 5-foot cage, and so we decided to move our adult male Hunder and milk snake Hohenheim in here, and he's in shed right now, so we will definitely not see him. Oh, I spoke too soon. I can see him. He's back there under his shelf. But he's usually cruising around out here. He's a very active snake and definitely uses all of the space here. This is a cage I'll be filling up more in time with some more branches. Hunder and milk snakes, they are fairly terrestrial, but in captivity that doesn't mean a whole lot. This is only a 2-foot high cage, so of course he's going to use whatever I put in 24 inches. So we're going to definitely put some more branches in here and give him some more elevated options for moving around. And Calcifer ended up going right over here, and there he is in all his glory. This is a very, very silly little snake. He is one of our favorites, but there's Calcifer. And this is a 3x2x2 cage. Calcifer is about 2 feet long, if that. So this is a lot of space for him. He would use whatever you give him, but this is also plenty for him. Right now, this is his water solution. We're going to get something a little bit nicer in time, but for now it works. He is swimming around in there plenty, and it's easy to clean, which is the biggest thing for giving ponds for snakes to swim in, because he likes to go to the bathroom in the water every time. He is he's a very interactive snake. He's on a pretty much entirely fish diet at this point, but he really likes his fish, and he never used to eat off tongs, and when we switched him to fish, he started going a little bit crazy with his food. So yeah, he's a very fun boy. If you've never kept water snakes, I highly recommend it. Okay, one up here. This cage belongs to our male hypo-bairds, Elithar. And Elithar is up there. Right up there. I don't know if he'll respond to my teasing or not, but nah, he's like, you've done this a few too many times. So that's Elithar up there, but that's his favorite spot. but he really is all over this cage. He was in here last year. This is his permanent cage, and he's gotten well accustomed to this layout. He'll bask underneath the cork there frequently. He sits in the log. He has a hide back there that he'll use frequently. He's all over the place. So that is Elithar's cage. These are 4x2x2, and Elithar is about 4 feet. So this is the smallest I would go for him for sure. Bears will use whatever space you give them pretty much. And so beside Elithar, we have a special snake. You're gonna have to forgive if you see any mess in here because this is our most messy snake by far. This cage belongs to Tempest, our false water cobra. I have no idea where she, oh, I see where she is. She's right here. My guess is she'll come out at some point. She's pretty much always out. But, so this is her cage. This is definitely a temporary cage. If I had bigger to give her at the moment, I would. But, this is what she's got to work with for now. It's another 4x2x2, and she's in her hide right now, which is actually not the norm for her. She's usually out cruising around. There's a shelf up here that pretty much takes up the whole corner of the cage, and she's there probably about half the time. And she's got a big hide underneath the shelf here that she also spends some time in, and she also sits in her basking hide as well. You'll notice that the lights, we have halogen lights here with solid guards around them. So the halogen lights are turned off at the moment, mostly for filming because it throws the color way off, but it's also a really warm day, and sometimes for the cooler temperature species like false water cobras, we'll turn them off on a really hot day. So they're not on now, but they are usually on. Tempest has, I believe, a 15-watt bulb, so it's next to nothing, but it actually gives a really nice basking spot for her. And one up. So this is a cage that needs some work for sure. I'd like to get some bigger branches in there rather than just the little twigs that you see everywhere. This cage belongs to Jinx, our male Japanese rat snake, and I almost guarantee that he is up in there and I just can't see him, but he likes to sit there and hunt my fingers. If I spot him, I'll zoom in on him, but I don't see him. He's a sneaky guy considering he's a good 4 feet long. But yeah, so this is Jinx. He's one of the originals. For anyone who knows that I moved from Canada, he's the only one of my snakes that I could bring when I moved down in 2019. So he is my original baby, and this is not his permanent cage, but he will be going in something very similar with a little bit more height as an adult. And moving over, this is Demi, our variable king. She is somewhere. Again, she's such a chunky little snake. You wouldn't think she could hide so well, but she really does. If while I'm doing the tour around the room, if I see anyone poking their heads out later from me walking around, they can feel me. If I see anyone else poking their heads out, I'll come back and say hi. But she is probably in this hide right here. This piece of cork also has a nest underneath it that she loves sitting in. But just as frequently, we'll find her up here. There's a little hollow back there. And she also likes to sit way up there. So she's really all over the place too. Again, king snakes have a reputation for being fairly ground loving, but that doesn't always translate to how they behave in captivity when most of our cages are only a couple feet tall at the most. So she definitely uses all of that cage, and that's a 3x2x2. And then up there, these are more cages that need some work. This one currently houses Sterling. He's our male Phrynonax, Poecilinotus, neotropical bird-eating snakes. And he definitely won't be out. His girlfriend won't be either beside him. Almost without fail at about 4 p.m., 4 to 5 p.m., these two will come out and start roaming around, but not early in the day. So he, I almost guarantee, will be under that piece of cork right there, or there's a piece of cork up here that he sits under as well. So they rarely touch the ground. I'll do more videos on them for sure. But for now, I'm not gonna bug them. They're going to eat later today, so I'm not gonna bug them, even though they are nice to look at. So right here, this is his girlfriend's cage. This belongs to Lyrica, our female Phrynonax, and she is up on that shelf. I pretty much guarantee it. That's her favorite spot, no doubt. And she is more outgoing than Sterling. She will be out every single day, later afternoon. She'll sprawl across these branches here, all along the branch, or the whole length of her body, and she'll just sit there watching. So yeah, so this is the first stack. And it is filled with some definite characters. I see Calcifer still out there watching. I think he liked the camera. Yeah, there's Calcifer. Oh, and Elithar came out to say hi. Or came out to fall off his shelf. Or something. So, yeah, there. Let's see if Tempest is out. No, the one time I have a camera on her, she's like, no, I'm gonna hide. Okay, anyways, so moving on to the next stack now. Okay, so this is the closet stack of cages. These are built into an existing closet. So they actually go about 2 feet to the left from where the door ends and about 6 inches to the right. Maybe a bit more than 6 inches. But they're just about 6 feet long and 2 feet deep. The top one here is 3.5 feet tall. And right now it currently houses our male eastern fox snake, Humboldt. Here he is, just sitting there. He looks so angry all the time, but he is one of our friendliest snakes. So yeah, Humboldt lives here currently. As soon as Humboldt's actual cage gets built, we'll move him out of here, and this cage is intended to be for our male Phrynonax Poecilonotus, our older male Sterling, which I just showed you in the other stack. He'll be moving here permanently. So a little bit of musical chairs going on right now to get everyone in their permanent cages and make sure everyone who needs space right now is getting it, even if it means putting them in certain cages temporarily. So moving down, so these 3 have their permanent inhabitants in them already. This top one belongs to our younger female black milk snake, Nova, and she is probably underneath that piece of cork there. She's made a little nest. And she does come out though frequently. She'll make little burrows in the substrate. She likes to go up on the shelves. She'll rearrange her leaf litter and throw it in her water dish, make some tea. She's, oh, I see her face. There's her face. She's pretty small in here right now, but this is her permanent setup. So she needs some branches. They will use branches. Nice thick horizontal branches will really give them usable climbing space. The thing is, they are terrestrial again. Like I said with the king snakes, they definitely are terrestrial, but when you're talking about a cage that's only 18 inches tall, that's still well within the amount of height that a terrestrial snake is going to naturally use. So filling up that space with shelves and branches and things to climb over makes it usable for them, and they definitely will. So there's Nova. So one down, this cage is currently empty. This one belongs to Skotos, our adult male black milk snake, and he is all over the place right now, especially due to breeding season, but he's always fairly active. And it's currently empty because he is right there. He is sitting on top of our female Nyx. Hopefully I won't get any inappropriate shots in here, but they are currently breeding, and and they're pretty much together for about a day on, a day off, and they're very mellow with each other. Nyx is not bothered by him much, and he's fairly gentle, just very insistent. So they can cohab fairly easily during breeding season. Never any other time of the year, but it is interesting watching them interact with each other. So Nyx's cage is a little bit simplistic right now. She is going to be laying her eggs in this cage, so I need to make sure that there's nowhere that she can lay the eggs where I can't access them. So her cage is a little more simplistic right now than it will be after she's done laying. She has a 15-quart lay box right there, which she enjoys sitting in quite a bit even now. Oh, that is Skodos. Hey, buddy. They're very active snakes. 6 feet of length in a cage is about the smallest I would personally want to go with them. So if the opportunity arises where we can give them some more space, we probably will. Skodos is all of 6 feet long, so him especially, he would benefit from a little bit more room. But yeah, so far these cages are working out well for them. And we will move on to the next set of cages. Okay, so third and final set of cages in this room. We have this stack, which on the left we have a stack of 4-foot cages, and on the right here we have a stack of 5-foot cages. So we'll start with this one because I see her face. This cage belongs to Luthien. She's our female calico black rat snake, and she's about 3 years old. This is her permanent cage. I did make a post not that long ago about setting up this enrichment up here, which she has definitely made use of since that post. So I'll be adding some more stuff up there. It's still looking a little bare, but she definitely uses anything we give her. See if I can tease her out a little bit. No, they're not having it today. She's usually launching off the shelf at me. So anyways, I guess that was just a video of me wiggling my fingers at a snake who doesn't look impressed. But yeah, so that's her cage. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. The branches, the plants, the shelves, everything just came together really nicely, and she's making really good use of this cage. So that one belongs to Luthien and will for the rest of her life, probably. And one down, we have a snake that I don't post about nearly as much as I should, honestly. This one belongs to Pepper. He is our ball python. And we love Pepper. He's very cute. He's also a little bit scary. Let's see if I can get him in the shot. Not so much. I will see if I open his cage door, if maybe we can get a good look at him. He's very cute. All right, let's see. He's always waiting for food. There he is. Hey, buddy. He likes to sit back there and wait for any poor unsuspecting fingers. No, he's leaving. Okay. This is his cage. He's been in here since he was about 100 grams, just a little baby. And again, this is a snake that is not out and about during the day so much, but almost without fail, every morning I come in here and I see something that's been rearranged or pushed over, or I can see where the leaves are flattened. He comes out after dark probably every day. And I am working on setting up a camera that can record his movement after dark, because I think it would be really awesome to see. Of course, ball pythons are one of those species that they have a reputation for being boring, and you know, I think a lot of that just comes from people just not giving them the option to be anything but boring. You keep them in a cage with nothing to do, they won't do anything. So I think their reputation is really undeserved. They're not gonna be super active during the day, but that doesn't mean that they're not really interesting snakes to keep. You know, for me personally, I keep snakes because I enjoy their natural behavior. I enjoy the species for whatever they are. I'm not trying to push them to be something that they aren't. So, you know, the fact that he's not as out and about as some of the rat snakes that's not a downside for him. That's just, you know, I appreciate him in different ways. So he is always there though, and his little face will always come sticking out when he feels movement in the room. He's quite interactive, actually. He may not be sprawled across his branches at the moment, but I always know that I'll see his little face when I come in here. So that's Pepper, and moving down here. So this one is 3.5 feet tall, and this one is eventually going to house Lyrica, our older female Phrynonax Specialinotis. For now, though, it is housing a very special girl. That is Annapelle, our adult female Russian rat snake. She's an incredibly outgoing girl. She's responding to my finger teasing. There you go. She's a very beautiful girl. Very friendly. She's one of our favorites for sure. I want my camera focus. Nope, it doesn't want to focus. Okay. So anyways, so there's Annapelle, and she's in here now post-laying. She just laid a couple weeks ago. She looks fantastic, as usual. There you go. Hey, beautiful. Oh, I gotta work on my camera skills. Alright, there's Annapelle. She eats today, and I think she knows it. It's not nice to tease you, I know. So anyways, this is the cage I've been adding to for a while. Just, you know, putting more branches in, putting more plants in. I am going to put some hanging ropes and some ceiling hides in here, just like Luthien's cage. Especially Lyrica. The more arboreal species like Phrynonax, they will definitely use elevated hides. So I'll be adjusting this one some more, but so far I think it's come together really nicely. Annapelle is all over the place in this cage for sure. So right next door we have, this is Rosalind's cage. Rosalind is our female Baron's racer, and Rosalind is definitely small for the species. She's slightly under 5 feet or so. So this is a 4 by 2 by 2.5 cage. So it is on the smaller end, proportionate to her body, than what we usually do for our snakes. That being said, she is a very active snake in terms of being alert and interactive. She's not an active snake in terms of cruising around a whole lot. She really picks a spot and just kind of sits there the majority of the time. So ideally I would like to get her into a bigger cage, but at this point, this is definitely, it's suiting her needs just fine for the moment. And here she is in her spot. There's Rosalind. She's a sweet girl. She's a very nice snake, very fun to have out and handle, and also just a lot of fun to watch in her cage because she watches us as much as we watch her. All right, so that is Rosalind, and as I'm trying to give this tour of this stack, we have Skotos bonking his face on the cage door over here because he's all excited. Your girlfriend's behind you. Behind you. He gets so excited with breeding season, but he's not necessarily very good at it. He gets excited whenever he feels something move or smells her or anything, but he has a hard time actually getting lined up with what he has to do. He's gonna chase her down now. Anyways, they're a little distracting because they're so funny. So back to this stack. Okay, so one up from Rosalind, we have Owry. And Owry is our speckled king. She's sitting right back there at the moment. She's a very active snake. I will open this up, we can get a better look at her. There she is. All right, there she is. Hey, sweetie. She's a very funny snake. She will not hesitate to eat fingers when they present themselves. But she's also very entertaining. So, this is Owry's permanent cage. It's 4x2 by 18 inches, and she makes full use of it. She's usually pretty active during the day, but she's just hanging out today. So that is Owry's home. And this one is going to be pretty boring because it currently houses our male Vietnamese blue beauty snake, Phoenix, and he is deep, deep in shed. So it's a pretty boring cage at the moment, but this is where Phoenix lives. Well, right now he's living under that big pile of sphagnum moss. But yeah, this is where he lives for now. He's growing very quickly, and this is not going to last him very long, but for now he's doing pretty well in that cage. And above him, last but not least, is our female corn snake, Kementari. Kementari is a very easygoing girl. She typically will sit up, right there on that shelf, although she's in her warm hide plenty too. But so that's her cage. I can't remember if she's staying there permanently or not. We've changed plans plenty. But yeah, that's where Kementari lives. So that is that stack of cages, which personally I think is one of the nicer stacks that we've made so far as being filled up completely and just how they look in general. You'll notice, so we have these strings hanging down here, and same here. So doors are a little bit of a stumbling point here with this many cages and this big of cages. So basically what we came up with is these bottom doors actually swing up. So they swing up, they have latches or little eye hooks on the inside of the doors there. So when you swing them up, you can latch them up here and it'll hold it in place while we do maintenance. It's a little cumbersome for sure, and we'll make adjustments that make it a little bit easier in the future, but for now it works well. I like being able to have the whole cage open in the front, the whole front basically opening up. I like that when I do maintenance and when I interact with the snakes. Oh, I see Kim's face. She is right up there. I really wish she would come out because she's beautiful. You're not gonna come out? Nope. Well, there she is. I actually don't see her up there too often, but today she is. Let's see. Is there anyone else out who wasn't out before? Aha! There is Tempest's face. Are you shy today? She's never shy. Today she's shy. Okay, well, anyways, so that's a tour of the room. If anyone has any questions they would like me to answer, just feel free to ask. I am planning on doing separate videos with more specifics about the cages at some point. Definitely videos about the individual snakes, because obviously this was just a tiny little glimpse of them, some of them. So I'm hoping to do some videos on our individual snakes, also species in general. So if anyone has any suggestions of videos they'd like me to do, I'm not 100% sure of, if I have a huge list of ideas, but I would definitely like to have a good go at this channel and put out content that people are wanting to see. So yeah, if you have any ideas for what types of videos you might like to see, for what kind of questions you'd like us to answer, then I can have some more direction with what would be helpful. And yeah, so that's it for the tour of reptile room number 1. I'm sure I'll do many more videos within this room, and there will be more rooms to do tours of. We have several stacks that are not included in this room that I'm just not gonna include in this video, but they are finished. We have a couple stacks in our living room, and they'll be included in a video at some point, but for now this is just this room. So anyways, that concludes this before I keep rambling all day long. Thank you for watching if you made it this far. I know that was a little bit longer than I intended it to be, but hopefully this will be, I don't know, helpful or entertaining or something. Okay, thanks for watching, and we will see you again with some more videos soon.